Good morning. I'm Janelle Carlson, Consulting Religious Educator for the Fellowship. I've worked closely with the Religious Education Committee this year as we have reimagined RE programming while navigating our changing world due to the pandemic. We are here today to celebrate everything that our children, youth, and teachers have done this year. What a journey this year has been. The 2021-2022 RE program was unique from previous years. This year, the program was divided into 3 unique 12-week sections with more multi-platform options than the program has ever offered before. With a mix of in-person and virtual experiences, this year had a little bit of everything. This morning, you'll get a chance to see highlights from our year in RE. This year began in August with students, teachers, and parents regathering in person for the first time in a year and a half. We've spent a lot of time at the park this year, some time on Zoom, and we even took a trip to the Iowa Capitol. After all of these adventures this year, it is so wonderful to be back here in Fellowship Hall with all of you. Thank you for a wonderful year in RE.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Carrie Saul, and I serve on your Fellowship Board of Directors. I want to thank you all for being here today and extend a special welcome to any visitors. If you're joining us from home, please stay on after the service for a virtual coffee hour. Or if you're in Fellowship Hall, we invite you to come back next week for coffee and fellowship before the service. Both are ways you can introduce yourself and join in conversation with kindred spirits. If you'd like more information about the fellowship, please sign our virtual guest book at uufames.org/guestbook. We've now entered the next chapter of reopening, where masks are no longer required, but instead are recommended, and where singing, food, and beverages are once again part of fellowship life. We're still actively seeking volunteers for making coffee and providing treats on Sunday mornings. So, if you're able, please reach out to the office to volunteer. If you're not feeling well, we still encourage you to join us from home. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing your faces here at the fellowship, and of course on Zoom too, if that's what you prefer. So on behalf of this caring, nurturing congregation, I welcome each and every one of you to this sacred space. Here, we invite you into an experience of transformation, hope, renewal, and connections, which may inspire you to understand life in new ways. Thank you for joining us today.
In the world of the driven, let us be drawn in. Let your love be a given, let us be drawn in. To imagine, to dream, to create, to redeem, for the sake of the living, let us be drawn in.
We start each service by ringing the chime 3 times, once to wake the chime, once to open our minds, and once to open our hearts. Across the generations, we have carried the flame. We fought the injustice, sang the songs, spoke for truth, and built something lasting. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward. Across the generations, we are tending the flame. Hand in hand together, we share in the work of fighting injustice, singing the songs, and speaking the truth. And we are here to build something lasting. We join in the line and carry the flame forward. Across the generations, we have been nourished by this flame. We are singing new songs, breaking old barriers, sharing in the work, and as we find our own space in what has been, we are here to make space for the next person as well. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward. Across the generations, this flame comes to us. We are here for the songs, for the justice, for the community, sharing the work. We are here now too to build something new and lasting. We are ready for a new day together. We join in the line and we carry the flame forward. Please rise in body or spirit for our opening song, one of our favorites in RE, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be our joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be our joyful day. Open your ears to the song. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be our joyful day. Open your hearts, everyone. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be our joyful day. Don't be afraid of some change. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be our joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be our joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Today's Time for All Ages is The Hummingbird, told by Leah Morris. We had a lot of hummingbirds in RE this year.
Let me tell you about the hummingbird. Once upon a time, the great forest of the world was burning. Flames rose, the heat was oppressive, and all the animals fled as fast as they could to the edge of the forest, to the edge of the fire, where they watched with sorrow as their homes were destroyed. Only one animal, the hummingbird, flew beyond the flames and found a river, and she scooped up as much water as her little beak could hold and flew back to the fire and dropped it. And then she flew back, scooped up as much water as she could over and over again, even though her wings got tired, even though she began to feel the heat piercing her feathers. She continued to scoop up just as much water as her beak could hold and drop it onto the fire. While the other animals looked at her and called out, "Hummingbird, what are you doing? Stop this, it's useless, it's a waste of your energy." Even the elephant, whose long trunk could have scooped up 1,000 times as much water, called after the hummingbird and told her, "Your efforts are a waste of time and energy. Stop trying to put out this fire. What are you doing?" The hummingbird stopped just long enough to answer the question. "I'm doing the best I can." That story was told by Dr. Wangari Maathai, whose tireless efforts to build up her community, to plant trees, to be part of putting out the fire that we often lament about in our world, will be remembered for generations. Like that hummingbird, remind us how important it is to nurture beauty, and how each of us has the capacity, whether we have just a tiny beak or a large trunk, to nurture beauty, to appreciate that which is precious around us, and to be part of conserving and caring for the beauty within ourselves and the beauty in the rest of the world. This story inspired this song. Hey hummingbird, I'd like to join you as best I can. Our lovely world deserves my heart and both of my hands, giving my all, giving my all. You find me doing the very best that I can. Child of the stars, I'd love to join you as best I can. Life as an art requires my heart and both of my hands, giving my all, giving my all. You find me doing the very best that I can. I'm always doing the very best that I can.
Thank you to all of our RE students and teachers who did everything that they could to care for our earth and each other this year. We now have a reading by RE student Leif Haug. These poems were written by the 6th through 12th grade religious education class this spring. Sunday morning religious education returned to meeting in person this fall for the first time since March 2020. RE met on Sunday mornings this fall at Emma McCarthy Lee Park. Students reconnected with each other while engaging with nature, learning about environmental stewardship, and having fun exploring the great outdoors during RE at the park. Our elementary students learned about ways to care for the earth and about the 7th principle while exploring the trails. Our middle school and high school students hiked with a different teacher each Sunday. Mike Todd led hikes where they searched for geocaches and invasive species on the trails. Betsy Swanner-Smith led them in a water quality project and a geology study, and they discovered Sunset Rock with David Brenner. They hiked with guest RE teacher Dr. Bill Gutowski from Iowa State and discussed climate change. We hope you enjoyed this glimpse of our fall spent out at the park.
We caught him! Is that good? And it's Billy Annie! One of them won!
Somebody come and play. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come and smile the smiles and sing the songs. It won't take long. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come and play. Somebody come and play my way. Somebody come and rhyme the rhymes and laugh the laughs. It won't take time. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come with me and
celebratory recipient this month is the Community Academy. This next video gives you a glimpse of what the Community Academy is all about.
How can we best transform the lives of kids outside of their regular education? We're going to spend the summer of 2022 figuring that out. We're going to be hiring new staff, we're going to be developing programming, and we're going to be leasing a space at the ISU Research Park, talking to families, stakeholders, community members, and kids, and figuring out what are the needs of our community. And the Community Academy is not going to do this alone. Our goal is to expand on what our local organizations are already doing by working together. Thank you for being a helper. With your support, we can ensure that all students have access to an education that's more nature, more authentic, and more community.
All gifts given to this month's recipient will be matched by UUFA members Sue and Larry Kierson. To give your gift today, you can leave cash or check in the basket by the door, or visit our online giving page at uufames.org/give. If you're visiting today, please know that your presence here is gift enough. Thank you for living generously. Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a spiritual community where we find meaning, a sharing community where our joys are amplified, a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. May we remember those who have spoken, those they have named, and those we hold in silence in our hearts. Let us share a moment of silence together. Join us in singing This Little Light of Mine, led by our RE Virtual Choir. A very special thank you to Sam Osey for organizing and putting this video together.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
This winter, religious education returned to meeting virtually in response to high COVID cases. Our students explored Unitarian Universalist values through film, activities, and discussion during RE at the Movies. Our middle school and high school students watched films and episodes from The Twilight Zone to discuss theology. Our elementary students watched animated shorts from Pixar and Disney to facilitate discussion around values, ethics, and feelings. One of the favorite experiences from the elementary group were building Scribblebots. Each week, the movie and activity connected to one of our UU principles. The 6th UU principle tells us that we should work for a fair, peaceful, and free world. Sometimes that means trying things over and over again, even if we fail. Working to improve ourselves and build a better world is something that UUs believe is worth doing again and again. Another favorite experience was making their own kaleidoscopes. They talked about the 4th principle and that UUs believe in being open to other perspectives so that we can learn and grow together. The kaleidoscopes remind us to be open to change and new perspectives. Now, hear from a few of our elementary students as they share their thoughts on some of their favorite movies.
Who would like to share about their favorite video from RE at the Movies this year? Trillium, what would you like to share?
I liked Day and Night
Party Source and Riley's First Date.
Did you like them for the movies or for the craft activities? Or both?
I liked the movies.
Like the movies. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thanks, Trillium. Bodhi.
I liked Night and Day, Piper, and Bernie.
Those are good ones. Vivian, what would you like to share?
I liked Riley's First Date, Lava, the Super Team, and Your Friend the Rat.
Did you have a favorite craft with one of those?
My favorite craft is probably either doing the mindfulness jar or making the lays.
Oh, yes. Those were good ones. Yeah. Go ahead. Come to the video.
I liked Olaf's Frozen Adventure and what was it? Party Source?
Party Source Rex.
Uh-huh.
Bath time in the bubbles. Uh-huh. Why did you like those ones?
Because I like the movies.
Because you like the movies.
During this part in the service, Reverend Kent joined us on the rainbow rug to share one of his favorite stories for Time for All Ages, The Book with No Pictures. A beloved RE tradition returned this year in a new format. This year's Secret Friends program took place completely through mailed letters. The Secret Friends program helps to build intergenerational friendships and a sense of wider community within the fellowship. Each child is matched with an adult whose identity will remain secret until the big reveal party. This year, all participants received a packet of activities and postage to mail to their secret friend. The pen pals communicated with each other through letters and cards throughout March and April. The program culminated in a reveal party with games, snacks, and fun at Enos Grove Park. Secret Friends showed off their dance moves, and they had a lot of fun while trying to stay warm on a windy Sunday afternoon. They also got creative and worked together to write their own stories. Enjoy this next clip of one pair of secret friends, Navab and Clara, sharing the story that they wrote together called The Magic Flower.
Not like here where it's windy and cold. We're freezing to death.
Our story is called The Magic Flower.
If you have magic flowers, I don't see any hands up. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Because you never know what might happen to that magic flower because something does happen to this magic flower. So, there they were, sitting near the ocean. They were sleeping, Mary and Lizzie. Now, I want you to know they're twins. And they were sleeping in their hut. So, near a beach. But what happened the day before is while they were walking down the beach. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Oh, well, anyway, I have to be an improv person. So one day, Mary or Lizzie dropped a what? Magic flower, right? Oh my goodness. And she dropped it. Guess what happened? Because this magic flower kept the twins together. So without their magic flower, they woke up and they knew they didn't have the magic flower anymore. And my gosh, Mary and Lizzie didn't want to really be together anymore. Uh-oh. So they picked out a dice. They each had their own dices. And Mary said, okay. So, and the wind's blowing away. Oh my gosh, it's all of a sudden there was this horrible. Oh, I'm sorry, the wrong story. Oh my gosh, there was a tidal wave. So this is pretty similar. There was a tidal wave, and out went the magic flower. But Mary and Lizzie, they threw the dice, and this is what Mary had the United States. A long time, but we have a magic, trail. Okay. So who do you think won who do you think, is it Mary or Lizzie? Who do you think became the Queen of Hawaii? Mary! How many do you think it's Mary and how many do you think it's Liz? Mary, raise your hand. Oh, okay. How many think it's Liz? Oh, well, who knows? I can't count that fast. Tell them who won.
Mary! Queen Mary of Hawaii!
Oh my gosh. Okay, and who took the flower? We're almost done, folks. Who took the flower?
Mary!
Oh, a fish called Sparkle Pike.
This spring, RE classes returned to meeting in person at Emma McCarthy Lee Park at 11 a.m. The final 8 weeks of the program year focused on climate justice and education. Students and their families participated in the Youth Climate Action Strike, where they met youth organizer Lillian Hill, Democratic candidate for governor Deirdre DeGier, and they were even interviewed by Channel 13 News. They watched the film Youth vs. Gov, which you can now stream on Netflix, and learned about our interconnectedness with the earth and each other. The middle school and high school group planned a project to improve the grounds at the UUFA by planting pollinators and native Iowa plants, and by removing invasive species from the hillside trails. Here is a highlight of pictures from our adventures this spring. In this next clip, you'll see a snapshot of our elementary RE class learning about water pollution and composting this spring with their incredible teachers, Nicole and Cheryl.
Where the animal crackers are falling apart.
Oh, you can smell it. That doesn't look so good. Oh, you can stick.
What would be good to do with this picture?
Well, if I needed to drink it, what I would do is I would strain it to get everything out of it, and then I would boil it.
Yeah, strain it and boil it. But if you were going to use this picture right here, how it is, can you think of anything good that could be done with this picture of kind of gross water?
Dump it away. They don't care.
Dump it in the garden.
It is. Put it in the compost.
Put it in the compost. This would be great for compost because everything that we've put in here so far is stuff that will break down.
That picture's 100% yuck. Oi! Ooh!
But it'll break down and turn into very nice compost. But what if I were to put this in here? Or the animal cracker bag? Go ahead, Morella.
The cup would get it wet and get goopy.
It would get wet and goopy. But what if we put this bag or this bag in? What would happen? Go ahead, Milo.
plastic can sometimes take hundreds or thousands of years to biodegrade. So
Right.
it
So
definitely wouldn't be good.
is this stuff that we should put into our compost? Is this stuff that we want to see out in nature when we're hiking?
No way.
If we're hiking and we see an apple core on the side of the path, do we need to pick that up and do anything with it?
Nope. No.
Yes. Not really, because it'll break down. The animals, the weather, they'll break it down and the nutrients will go into the soil and it'll be fine. But if we see plastic or metal or styrofoam, that's all stuff that we really need to pick up. And we have bags with us today. So when we go on our hike in just a minute, if we see trash, if we see plastic, if we see styrofoam or metal, we can pick that up. And we will have gloves with us if anybody wants them.
Coming of age in Unitarian Universalism is an important ritual that marks one step on the path to adulthood. Coming of age is roughly equivalent to confirmation classes in many Christian traditions, but with the goal of self-discovery and inquiry instead of indoctrination. This year's Coming of Age program took place over 6 sessions where 13 youth and their adult mentors had the opportunity to explore spiritual topics that develop and articulate their personal values and identity. Youth explored UU history and theology, spirituality, community, leadership, personal beliefs, and identity, led by this year's facilitators Deb Klein and Ben Walleen. On Sunday, April 17th, students shared their personal credo statements during the culmination of the program. They celebrated with an outing to the Y Camp a few weeks later, where they hiked, climbed, canoed, and ziplined. Enjoy this next clip of participants cheering each other on at the Y Camp.
There you go, good pass.
There you go.
All
So close.
Oh my God.
Woo!
If you're ready, yep, go ahead and plant your feet on the wall, and then we'll start rolling down.
9 minutes.
Woohoo! Put your feet flat on the wall so your bottom is sticking.
Congratulations to all of the students who completed this year's program. Thank you to all of the mentors and our program facilitators. Let's have a round of applause for all of our 2022 Coming of Age participants and those who made the program possible. Today we recognize and honor our graduating high school senior, Oscar Neeson. We would like to acknowledge this important milestone as he is on the cusp of so many changes in his life. He is now ready to assume the challenges of young adulthood and embark on new adventures. Our community holds out its hand to Oscar, welcoming him as an adult in this faith community and in the larger world. I would like to take this time to recognize all of our religious education teachers, coming of age facilitators and mentors, and members of the Religious Education Committee. Our program would not be possible without this group of volunteers. We thank you for your relentless commitment to our children. If you have been involved in teaching RE this year, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for acting as role models, for shaping the minds of our children, and making a difference in the lives of our youth. We are so lucky to have you. Your time and efforts are appreciated, and they contribute to the growth and learning happening here at the fellowship. Teachers, please come up after service to receive a small gift of appreciation. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing song, Blue Boat Home.
I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. my sail and moon my rudder as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
We extinguish this flame, but we celebrate the light of faith lit in our children, youth, and in each of us, honoring the light all of us bring into the world, rejoicing in the community we create together.